Alright, now we'll go to the settings screen and just add a couple of buttons that let them clear their storage, or let them clear their history or the saved items. So I'll go ahead and close some tabs down because I've got way too many open here. Closing that down and that and that. And then I will go to the settings screen. And we have this right here. I'm going to go down to here and get rid of the align items and the justify content styles. And I'm going to change the background color. Background color to colors, gray background. And then finally add some padding, which is just going to be 10, which is exactly the same as what we did on the saved page right here. Cool. So I'll get rid of this text, and then essentially we'll just add 2 buttons in there, but they'll be custom buttons. So what I'll do is go to the File Explorer on my left and go to the Components folder, and I'll create a new file, and this will be settingsitem.js. So this will be the clickable item from the settings. So I'll say export default settings item, and I'll take props like that. And I'll also create a style sheet underneath. So const styles equals style sheet, and make sure you import that from React Native. Dot create, and put my object in there. This is all the same as we've done on elsewhere in the project. And in there we'll just return touchable opacity from React Native. We want that import to come from. And it's going to be a pretty simple element. It's not going to be too complicated. We'll just have a view. And this will have styles.text container. So I'll add that style there, like this. And then in there, we'll just have 2 bits of style. We'll have text. And the value of this text will just be in curly braces, props.title. So this will have style equals styles.title, and also number of lines is going to be 1, so that if the text we add gets too long, it won't span to the line below, it will just add the ... and truncate it. Cool, and then finally I'll just copy and paste that on the line below and change this to subtitle. This is very similar to what we did in the translation result item. So that'll be 1 there, and then this will just be subtitle, like that. Cool, and the only thing we need to do now is just add an icon. So view, and this will be style equals styles.icon container. And then this will be the icon itself, but because we're trying to make this reusable so that we can just call it, like from the settings page, any items you want to add, we can just call this and specify an icon. We need to add a way for them to customize the icon family or the icon pack. So, we find an icon, we have this here, and depending on the icon pack, this will be different. So we need a way to do that, and we can do it like this. We can just say props dot icon family, like that, and just use that as the name for this element and do a self-closing tag, and then we can add the other properties as normal, a name, size, and a color. So name is going to be props.icon. The size you can just put as 24, and then the color is just going to be colors.primary. So I've added the import to our colors file. So colors.primary. We don't need any style on that, but let's go ahead and add the icon container style underneath there. Oops, and I forgot to add the ones for title and subtitle. So title, oops, and then subtitle. Cool, and I think this might be very similar to what we did in the translation result. So let me go to that and scroll down and just check it. We have a title and subtitle, so I'll take those. To be fair, we have an icon container as well. I'm going to take that too. I'll take icon container, subtitle, and title, copy that from translation result, and I'll go to here, and I'll just replace those 3 with that, and I'll just check whether we want these. So I think we want to keep these exactly the same actually. And oh wait, oh, the subtitle should actually be a smaller size. So we should have underneath in subtitle we should have font size. It's going to be 13. At the moment, the default font size is 14, I think. So we're going to set 13 so that the subtitle's slightly smaller. And what I'll do is also copy that and paste it in the translation result where we just seen. So subtitle should have that font size of 13. And what that means is the text underneath will be slightly smaller, like that. It's very subtle, but it is a little bit smaller. Okay, cool. So now we just need to style the text container. Let me go and add this to the page first so I can see it, and then I'll add the style. So I'm going to go to the settings screen. I'm going to use this in here, and then once we got it on the screen, I can add the style to it so I can see what I'm doing. So we had a title, and for the first item, it's just going to be clear history. We had a subtitle, and that's going to be clears all from your history. In fact, clears all items from your history. The icon family, I don't know what we want to use. This is going to be clear history, so like maybe search for delete. I'll get rid of the end typo tick. Yeah, this bin or trash can will do. So I'll click on that and we'll import to that. So in here, I'm going to add the import for that. And this is how we do it, just by specifying ant design. So in the icon family, I'm just going to specify ant design like that. The icon is going to be this one, which is just named delete. So go back to here and just say delete. Okay, we do want an on press, but we'll come back and add that later. So I've saved that. Let's see what we've got here. This error usually means I've just got to reload the app. So I reload it. Okay, cool. I'll go to my settings and oh god, missing imports. View is in settings item or settings screen. Yeah, I need to add the view import. That was a couple actually. So import view from React Native. I also need text. Do we need any more? Let me save it. It will tell me if there's anything missing. Cool. So here's our settings item. It doesn't do anything when we press it yet, but it's right there. We want to scroll down. We want this text container to take up all the space, but to do that, we need the parent to be flex direction row. So this touchable opacity at the top here, let's add a style to that. So style equals styles.container. And while I'm here, I'll add the on press. I'll say on press equals, and then just props.onPress, so I don't forget to do that later. But anyway, I'll scroll down and add the container style above that, and add the comma as well right there. So the container we'll set this to flex direction row, which should make these appear side by side like that. Great. And I'll make the text take up all of the available space it has by saying flex 1 on the text container like that. I'm also going to put a margin right of 8, which means if that text pushes right up against the icon, there'll be a bit of a gap between the icon and the text. Cool. So in the container style, we're going to say background. Oh, I need a comma there. A comma. Background color is just going to be white. Like that. Great. We'll say border color is going to be colors.light gray. Border width is going to be 0.5. Just like we did. This is just like we did in the translation result. We could probably copy it from there if we wanted to, but it's okay. There's not much to add. Then we'll say border top width, and it's going to be 0 because when they're pushed up against each other, remember we had these lines looked a bit thicker because there's essentially two margins touching each other. So on the top, we'll say there's no border. And the last thing to do, just add the padding, and we'll say padding vertical. We'll just make it 10. And then padding horizontal is just going to be 20, like that. So there's our settings item. Looks pretty cool. So real quick, I'll go back to here and copy, back in settings screen, I'll copy this and paste it below for our second option, which will be clear saved items. And it'll say clears all saved items. And I can leave those two. I'll keep the same icon. But if I save that, you should see a second one there now. Okay, great. So all that's left to do is hook this up to an actual action.